Hello again, my name is Russell Scott from scottcarvings.com. What I'm going to do today is something very different. And one of the things I've always mentioned that I've always wanted to do was actually start from scratch, from a blank piece of paper. I kind of have a general idea what I want to do, so since I have to do this, I might as well put the camera on it and show you how I do this. Again, my name is Russell Scott from scottcarvings.com. I got the pictures I'm going to use, I've got on my Pinterest site, Pinterest/rscott56. And of course you know about my YouTube site, that's why you've seen this, hopefully. Now, the other thing I'm going to do different is usually I just dive right on in and then talk later. I need to talk right now and kind of get this out of the way here. The carving that I'm going to make here is a couple, as a matter of fact. I'm going to do two of them. Is a young man and a young woman who are probably post-Viking era, and as you have seen from my last video, have a Scandinavian background, or Scandinavian. I live in the area that's Scandinavian, and this is also going to be a semi-flat plane carving. It's based on a character of actually a book that I and my wife are writing, and we're very excited about it, called Santa Keepers. And as a matter of fact, my site is the blog site is santakeepers.com, which has a foundation of what is happening. It's a story of carvings that come to life and cause all kinds of good things and kind of some havoc in here and there. The story actually starts during the Black Plague in Norway, and that would be about 1247 AD. But the story itself starts today. And so the story actually starts today around October, just before Halloween. And it's not really a story just about Christmas itself. It's a generational story too. But here's one of the main characters. This is Nicholas. He's actually the main character in the Santa Keepers story. The present-day Santa Keeper is a woman by the name of Christina, who is having troubles juggling, should we say, family life and work life, even though she is single and virtually live in the house that was owned by generations, but trying to take care of these characters at the same time and work at the same time. Hectic work is really part of the story. Here's his wife Astrid. Astrid here is a very nice lady, except the thing is she's kind of a busybody, but she is she'd be the next in line as far as, I don't say, people go to for advice and so on and so forth. This is actually my first carving of the bunch. This is Berthina. And so I gave that a try. Like I said, it's flat plane, and the paint I use is very thin, washed out. She's a little stiff, but not too bad. Now here's her husband. I haven't got around to painting yet. Baldar. He's going to be holding on to a sort of like a rake of the 1200s. So he's a farmer, but he does the best he can to help around. And here's their twin little children, Kel and Uda. They are very mischievous. They get into everything, anything that is out of place. So they got their hands carved in the back like that, like they're innocent, like, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. But they get into everything. Now the particular characters that I want to carve today is a young couple. Like I said, this is actually post-Viking, but I still use some Viking pictures and stuff to help me along. Because I assume between about 800 to about almost 1000 was the Viking era. And 250 to 300 years later, I don't think things have changed that much. Other than they're not warring, you know, they're not. But what I'm going to do, what I do is I have a couple of young men dressed in Viking reenactment outfits on my computer, in which I'm going to kind of go by. But I guess it's time to just dig right on in. And not that I'm trying to peddle anything, I'm using Chris Willock's, the WillockWoodcarving.com's pencil. So give Chris a call if you need anything, Willock Carving. In fact, if you've got a show coming up, and ask him to send out a bunch of pencils there. Of course, maybe I should ask him before, but anyways. So I'm going to start writing, and I like using regular pencils and sharpen them. Once in a while I use a mechanical pencil. I always keep that in mind. The thing I like about this pencil is a good eraser. It doesn't have a phone. Like this particular pencil has sort of this, I don't know, this hard plastic. I don't know what the heck that is. And of course, don't forget to have your pink burl handy, because you'll definitely be using that. Now, I am not a drawer. You'll see that that's true. I'm going to have to tilt this a little bit towards me a little bit, and that, which is the point. Why I'm showing you this is you can actually do something. You can actually come up with your own stuff with a pencil and paper. And I do kind of cheat a little bit, because I do have Photoshop, and I make it adjust a little here and there. And I want to keep them all the same kind of size. The ladies are going to be about 5 1/4, and the guys are going to be about 5 3/4. So that's what I want to start with. That's what I end up with when I Photoshop. I want that height. And then we can adjust as far as width. Now the width is going to be, if it's going to be, this one here is like about 1.5 inches thick. But I still want to widen a little bit. Guys, maybe 1/2 3/4, less than 2. This guy, he's a little more brawny. Like I said, the two characters that I'm doing are just like, they were just married. And so they're very young. So here I go. This is always the hardest part, is just getting started. I'm gonna try to do this as best I can without bumping into the camera. If you see the camera jerk around, that's because I want to get the less shade here. Put this light where it is less shade. Or now did I put it where it's more shade? I don't know. But just kind of bear with me. And I'm just going to starting with kind of a center line here. Now what I want him to do is I just want him to kind of stand. It's going to be, now she has her hands together like that. Like the fingers are touching, like she's thinking. But his hands are just going to be together, maybe, no, actually her hands are going to be like that, but his are just going to be just kind of together like this in front. This particular character is named Arve. I hope it's pronounced that way. Or is it Arve or Arve or... That's his name. The other one is Ola. Now, he is going to... I'm just going to start off with the basic... let's get the shoulder, and like I said, I got the eraser ready. And he's going to kind of have his arm out a little bit like this, because it's going to come in a little bit. And he's going to have, now they do kind of have a, I don't call it a skirt. This is kind of getting kind of too small. No, it isn't. I'll adjust it later. I want to say skirt or schmuck or whatever you call it. And then it's going to, legs are going to come down. There's the feet. And already I can see that like the head is a little too little. Now it's going to be kind of round, because what I want for the head, I'll just talk a little bit about the head, is he's going to wear, it looks a lot like the type of hat that we would even wear today. It's not like the kind that would have a tassel on it, you know, which you would have it go out and watch a football game, kind of a hat, and that's what it's going to be kind of like. And I'm going to put down just to make sure we kind of got in his mouth there. Now what I want to do is I want to eliminate using the having to draw in or carve the ear. I mean, I'm not too afraid of the ear, but just one last thing to worry about. But what's going to happen when I do the profile over here, and then I'll do a little extra over here onto how I want the hair to come down over the ears, and then it's going to come into a short ponytail to about here in the back. Now this one here is going to be done, like I said, he's going to be in front, his arms. Now I think I might be off track already. Oops, there's the center line. I was neglected to mention that maybe it would be best for you to watch this first before you take the pencil. And I'm going to leave that open right now. I mean it's how the hand, just enough to have the hand. Now what I'm going to have here is he's going to have one of these. I'm going to give him, it's going to be sort of like this. She's got this little cloak. I'm going to give him one too. But it's going to come down to here. And it's going to kind of V in the back. Whereas then the rest is just going to be a regular shirt. Long sleeve shirt. Now this is, from Norway, so therefore it's kind of a cold country. So then he is going to have a belt. Actually, I think so. Now I need to just bring this in a little bit. I think I might need to bring it in a lot of bit because he's not very big. There's the belt. That's a little better, I hope. That may even be too thin. Could it be? Because I don't really want to have to carve anything there. I would like to just put like a V-tool kind of a cut, V-cut. I hope from where you are this is turning out all right. At this angle, I'm trying to angle a little bit towards you a little bit, and this is going to kind of come back. Now this is coming in this way, this should be coming out, going back that way. I think I might have lost the center here. Now, the belt, I am going to, as a matter of fact, I'm doing this without the weapons. I mean, the picture I see here is a guy who's got, well, he's got a knife. I mean, he could have a knife, but this I don't care. Now this particular character, talking about his character or characteristics, is he's kind of the smart guy, or he's the guy who always, as a matter of fact now, he always likes to get information, and whether you like it or not, he gives you some information. So he's always there. And he'll always be, if you come home, he's always on the computer, on the internet, looking for stuff. Kind of interesting. Does that look like a guy who would be on the computer? So it is kind of fun. They were carved in 1247. And so here they are today, running around and doing their thing. And this is going to be relatively simple. Let me see if I can do this. I have to tilt it towards me first. Because here's the center, and the leg is off already. Pink pearl time. And I'll center it a little bit, or clean it up a little bit more. Now I'm using just straight straight lines right now. I mean, there's going to be some wrinkles. We'll carve in the wrinkles. But right now I just want to have enough for the straight line, and the same with the shoe. The shoe is going to come out this way, like I've done here. But I'm going to leave, I want to have enough wood there. So even though it's going to be kind of like that, I still want to be able to get in there. Now what I'm going to do too is I'm going to use the bandsaw to this after I get my pattern. The ladies, you probably don't need. I didn't need a bandsaw. This was just a straight piece of wood. You know, that was a straight piece of wood. But then when you get into this, it would kind of help to get the bandsaw to cut the legs out. And then I thought, well, once you start having to cut the legs out, then let's do the rest. But it's up to you. He's just going to stand there he's kind of a quiet, well, not quiet, what I'm talking about. He does talk a lot. But this is their stationary position. In other words, if you come into the house, you'll just see a simple piece of wood like this, and it's, you know, together, and this is where they freeze, you might say. And then of course when you're gone, then the arms will move and they'll walk and do their thing. And anyways, that's kind of the story. Let's give them a little more shoulder. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid hitting the camera, and with that I think I'm kind of losing perspective as to what I'm doing and giving you a bad bill of goods here. And this is going to be a general. This is going to be the little cape, and this is just going to be like a general smock. And if you want to, now if you want to translate this into a Viking, of course you can probably put a helmet, and if you want to put the horns on or whatever, the wings on, and alter things a little bit, and you can have, like, you can have this, keep this arm up here, and you can put a shield here, and maybe bring this arm down a little bit, and then you can have the sword. So it's like this is a simple pattern that can do so much. So I'm just doing a simple, almost like a peasant man, as it were. But just by adding a little of this, that, and the other thing, you make him into a Viking warrior. I'm not going to get too much into doing the face. I'll let that to the carving. But it's gonna kind of come out here like this, the hair, and this is in the back, and it's going to come together, like I said, it's going to come together into a ponytail. And I would like to not do the ears, and this is a younger. In fact, I think the cheeks may be a little too wide, but that's okay. I'd rather have it too wide. We can always cut it down.